Hey everybody, this is Tim of Florida Aquatic Lake Management. Today we're going to be talking about doing some service projects on our machine, and while we're doing that, we're going to show you how to take apart the tracks. Alright, now that we got the decks and the fenders taken off, we're going to show you where and how to take apart the track. Where the track comes together, it overlaps a little bit. And we're going to show you how to get that around and up onto here. Okay, now we're up in here. You want to go ahead and start the engine and get it go, turn it on, and I'll show you how to set the hydraulics so that way you can turn that one track. Okay, this right here, this line here is for your tracks. All the way forward means that your left track will move faster than your right track. All the way backwards, your right track's going to move faster than your left track. So since we're working on the left track, go ahead and move this all the way forward. Okay, now you got that all the way forward, very, very carefully. Go ahead and push this forward just a little tiny bit. Alright, now that you have this here in the center, this is where your track comes together. As you can see, it's held together here, here, and here, and you see how it overlaps itself. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the bearings in the front and get all the tension off these tracks. There we go. All right, now we got everything in place. We got your tracks loosened up. One thing you want to kind of pay attention to is where your paddles are, because you're not going to be able to lift up and get work underneath there. So you make sure your paddles come up beside it and give you room to work. And once we do that, we're going to have my son over here, he's going to put a 2x6 in here that keeps that way, it keeps it up so we can work with it. So here we go. And we put one on this side too. All right, now we got an area to work with. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take your paddle off. And you got all these screws up underneath here. It is a T40 Torx bit. And you're going to need you an air ratchet to get up under here and get it. All right, next thing we need to do is get these off on the top. We're going to take these off top first to 10mm socket, and then hopefully we can get those off and not need the Allen keys in here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's get trying that. All right, we got lucky today. All them bolts, all them nuts came off there without having to reach up underneath. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to very carefully pry this aluminum plate off here, off all these screws. You have to take your time and be careful so you don't, as if you don't bend it, because it makes it worse to take it off and put it on if you bend it. So you just kind of go evenly across it and pop this off. Aha! All right, now these are kind of a pain, but we went ahead and got them off. They're your aluminum pieces that hold on. So set them to the side. The next thing you want to do is get these pieces of wood out of here. That way way give you room to work. Take you a ratchet strap and set it in here and hold it in place. And put it in a place to give you a little bit of room to work. The reason for this is when you separate this from the spine to get this separated, it's just going to take off. So you put this in there so while you're working on it, you don't break your hand. So same concept as the aluminum, and go ahead and take these off with the screws. All right, now we got those undone. You can see we got it undone here. Go ahead and undo your strap and just get your hand out of the way. The front one's going to take off because there's nothing holding the front one in place. So we're just going to let it go. We need to take it off anyway. And there it goes. And then the back one, we have the chain hooked up still. So we're going to gently take that one off the back. Alright, now we got everything back together. They got the rails back up on there, all the nuts and bolts tightened down. We're going to go ahead and put the track back on. It usually takes a two-man thing, so just kind of reverse what you did earlier. Now, go ahead and get your ratchet strap in place and get it ready to hold it so that way your track don't take off on you. So we're going to go ahead and get that there, Junior. There you go. Okay, I put these underneath there, so when I push these back on, I don't push these bolts through. So go ahead and get them lined up, put everything back in place where it was. Do this section first, kind of use this screw, this socket right here, and once you get it in place, just kind of go like that, knock it back into place. You want to do these back ones first, this side first. Once you do this side first, this side should just fall right into place. We got that in place. Grab the aluminum rails and get them on as straight as you possibly can. Use your socket wrench to do the same thing. Now, go ahead and get all of these little, you want to get them started so that way when you go to use your wrench on there, you don't strip it. Alright, now when you go to crank these down, hopefully we can get them on there without having to use the Allen wrench. But when you go to put these on there, no reason to crank the snot out of them. That's about all you need. We're going to have to use a wrench, maybe. No, we're good on that one. Okay, So we're going to have to use a wrench on some of them. So go ahead and take apart your strap. It's together enough, you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. Go ahead and lift it up and get these boards back under it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get all the stuff back together. I always like to get one started and get it somewhat through there. That way the person holding the paddle can hold it in place for me. I always do both ends first, and then I get all the ones in the middle, and all just kind of flows into place. All right, now we got those two screws in, one either side. The rest of them should go right on in easily. A lot of times you're going to have to go over it, back over the socket wrench. These air ratchets usually aren't strong enough to get them all the way tight, so you're going to have to go back with a regular ratchet and crank them down the rest of the way. So now we got that. That's showing you how to put your track back together. Once you get all the screws in there and tighten down, look back to our previous video that we have for track tension and take a look at that, and make sure you get your tracks back to where they need to be. Put everything back together and you're ready to get back to work. If you have any questions or anything that you need any more tips on, give us a call or get back to us. Until next time, thank you.